Matthew chapter 26. Matthew 26:31. Then Jesus said to them, all of you will be made to stumble because of me this night. For it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. Peter answered and said to him, even if all are made to stumble because of you, I will never be made to stumble. Verse 34, Jesus said to him, assuredly, I say to you that this night, before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. I want to encourage some people who have been having bouts with your past. You've been battling with your past failures, your past mistakes. I want to encourage those who the enemy has told that you're not worthy. God can't use you. It's too late. You've done too much. Come on now. I want to encourage you with this prophetically here this morning. Your purpose is greater than your past. Your purpose is greater than your past. Your purpose is greater than your past failures. The purpose of God is greater than your past mistakes. Your purpose is greater than that place where you stumbled in the past. Come on now. Your purpose, your destiny. I'm talking to somebody today. God wants you to know that your purpose is greater than your past. Your purpose is greater than your missteps. Your purpose is greater. Come on now. Peter is about to discover that he has a purpose that outweighs any human frailties that he had. And I'm going to show you something here in a moment. In John chapter 21, verse 15 through 17, this is what it says. Of course, we know that Jesus has he's risen from the grave. He has appeared to them. And so in John 21, when they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, the same Simon that had denied him, the same Simon that said, I don't know this man. The same Simon, come on now, that cussed and said, listen, leave me alone. I don't know this dude. That same Simon, Jesus said to Simon, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? And he said to him, yes, Lord. And then he says, you know that I love you. And then he said to him, tend to my lambs. Come on now. Verse 16. He said to him again, a second time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? And he said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. And he said to him, shepherd my sheep. Verse 17. He said to him a third time. Come on, somebody say 3 times. Peter denied him 3 times. But watch this. He says to him a third time, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, do you love me? And he said to him, Lord, you know all things. My God, I don't want you to miss that. Don't miss that. Peter said, Lord, you know all things. My God, you know that I love you. And Jesus said, tend to my sheep. Now watch this. What is Jesus doing here? What is he doing here? Peter had Peter had denied him. Peter had by all accounts had failed him. Come on now. Peter had been disloyal, devalued their relationship in a moment of pressure. But here we see Jesus doing what? Jesus is reaffirms him. Come on now. Jesus is reinstating him. And Jesus is restoring him. My God. Why? Why is Jesus doing this? He's doing this because Peter's purpose, my God, was greater than his failure. Come on now. His purpose in the kingdom. The reason that Peter was still looking at his failures, but Jesus was remembering when he showed up at Peter's place of business and called him and told him to follow him. Come on now. Jesus was remembering why he called this man in the first place. Come on now. How many know? Peter said, Lord, you know all things. If God knows all things, didn't he know? Didn't he? Come on now. Didn't he know that Peter was going to have this stumble? Come on now. Didn't he know this? Come on now. Jesus is reaffirming him, reinstating him, restoring him. And how could Jesus do this after what Peter did? Because this is what I want you to hear on this morning. God has information that your critics don't have. Come on now. Are y'all seeing this on today? God's got information that your critics don't have. See, when people see your failings, when people see your missteps, when people see things that where you've seemingly messed up or whatever, people who will make judgment calls and criticize and come on and kick you to the curve and say, oh, you've messed up too bad, God can't use you anymore. But see, your critics have limited information. Come on now. They're making their judgments and their assessment on limited information. God has information that your critics don't have. God doesn't just see what a person does. I'm trying to encourage somebody here today. Maybe you're watching now. Maybe you're watching by the replay. You've been struggling. You've been dealing. The enemy's been trying to bring your past back up, and how you missed this and you messed up that and you stumbled over this. But God doesn't just see what you do. He knows why you did it. He knows what drove you to that. Come on now, because he knows all things. Watch this, and he has information that your critics don't have. And he told me to tell you this. Tell them that my grace is sufficient for them. In their weakness is my strength made perfect. Is anybody hearing this today? I'm talking to people who know they have a destiny. This is for people who have missed the mark in some way or another. Those who have experienced setbacks. Come on now. And the enemy has tried to saddle you with guilt and with shame over your past. The word of the Lord to you today is that your purpose is greater than your past.